Welcome to Bulls and Reds Advent Calendar. Let's see what's behind today's store. First of all, I would like to wish everybody a happy Monday. It's the 9th of December and it's a Monday, so I hope you have a good start to the week. Richard, let's have a look behind our door today. What's in there?
Since it's the 9th of December, let's take a look at those lads who had jersey number 9. And actually, although we love Josef Paulsen, wears this number for like 11 years now, there has been 3 more. But can you name them all?
No.
Do you remember? Okay,
you asked me a close question. My answer is no.
No. Okay, the very first one in the inaugural season, 2009-10, it was Jochen Höfler.
Okay.
Interestingly, in the next season we had another one. Famous young man back in those days in the 4th league in German football, East German football, from Rot-Weiß Erfurt. It was Carsten Kammler who joined us. And in the 3rd season we played. Yeah.
Sorry, that rings a bell. Although
that rings a bell.
I wasn't even here in the country and didn't follow the 4th tier football at the time.
That speaks how famous he was.
Even over on the Royal Island.
Wow. Long shadow, Mr. Kammler.
Oh.
And the third one that has number 9 was Roman Wallner. And that was in the 2011 and 12 season. Roman Wallner, Austrian national striker, never really arrived here. No.
Oh,
it was just a misunderstanding, just like the whole Austrian thing with Peter Packold. And then we had 1 year off. And after that, July 2013, Yusuf joined. And he's still there. And wonderful. I appreciate that. And it couldn't have been a better day since it's the number 9 of the month of December. And say thank you, Josef Paulsen. And he is so long in this city and in this club, and I would like to share some nice little story, and I'm sure you got a similar one. My wife once met him, so I know many people that met him. Seems like everyone met him. He lives in the city, except me. I never met him. So Yusuf, if you listen, I live in Golis, just call me. And so my wife met him, and the interesting thing is, my daughter is now 10 years old. And the story is like he met them in the elevator in the Karstadt, in the city center, in this great warehouse, which is like closed for 4 or 5 years.
It's a department store.
Department store. Yeah, warehouse is somewhere where you store.
But it looks like a warehouse.
Okay. Yeah, no. And department store. And so he met him in the elevator. And the interesting thing is that my daughter, she's now 10 years old, she was in a stroller back in those days. and even laying, and it's just like, this is how long this guy has been with us, and 410 games, more than 100 goals, and counting, and his contract, I think he is until 2026. Yusuf, we won't let you go. Now, do you have something else you'd like to share and say thank you, Yusuf?
Well, do you know, when he arrived, I was really wondering, why is he joining a club like this? But as a Danish, highly talented player, and is coming into the 3rd tier of Bundesliga football. And as soon as he arrived, you could understand that RB Leipzig is serious about this. They really wanted to rise through the ranks. And that season in the 3rd tier was the one where they went all the way. They only had 1 season in there, and that was just amazing. And big parts are down to Josef Paulsen. And I remember a conversation we had last year when Emil Forsberg left. And you said it can only get worse when Josef Paulsen leaves. Because with Emil Forsberg last year, there were a lot of tear-jerking moments. And with Josef Paulsen, it's going to get worse. So I would love to see stay him longer or to be tied to the club in some way, shape or form. But my wife also met Josef Paulsen. Now that sounds really dodgy. Your wife met him, my wife met him. But she said she was in a mall downtown Leipzig. And there is a Playmobil store, and he was, I'm not sure if he was pushing around his kids in his toddlers in a stroller as well, or if they were indeed walking, but he was obviously buying toys. And she said, she looked at him, she smiled at him, he smiled back, so that's very, very nice of him. And she was surprised that she knew who he was, because she doesn't follow RB Leipzig. She doesn't really like football or soccer. And she was so surprised that she knew who Yusuf Pausen was. So I thought that was really funny. And I actually saw him as well one day. That was inside the RB Arena. What happened there was, as we were leaving the car, he was walking along. And that day he was not in the starting 11. And he was so thin. I thought, this guy is so thin. What the hell's going on here? And he also was very polite. He was quite a far way away. But he said hello. And he said, hello, guten Tag. And he was so polite. I thought this really awesome. Game-wise, there's one moment which still sticks to my mind. And it was the first Bundesliga season we had. And on the 8th of April, we were playing Bayer Leverkusen. And it was a 0-0 draw up to the 90th plus 3 minute. And people may remember that Willi Orban got his second yellow card by just doing a body check on Volland. Remember that guy. In the 88th minute, Coach Hasenhüttl decided to take off Werner and bring in Upamecano just to strengthen the defense. But then there was a counter-attack, which was so typical in that first season of RB Leipzig. And Forsberg was involved, Sabitzer was involved, and somehow at the end in the penalty box and some of the end in front of the goal in one of the posts, Yusuf Pausen was sort of on the ground, but he hit the ball, which was still in the air. And for me, it looked like his leg was getting longer and longer and longer to touch that ball, tap it into the goal. It hit the inside post and got the winning goal for RB Leipzig. Everybody freaked out, especially in that first season. And that first sweet victory over Bayer Leverkusen at home. That was brilliant. So I'm also very grateful he's here. I'm also very grateful that he has adopted to his different roles, especially now not always being in the first starting 11, and at the moment he's injured. So we wish him all the best, a great Christmas, very good New Year. Come back stronger next year, please, and don't leave us so quickly. Stay with us. That would be brilliant.
Well, he cannot get very far because
he's
just
injured.
a few weeks ago, first of all, and he fulfills every cliche you would think of Danish people, because my wife cycled home from the office just 2 or 3 weeks ago, and guess who came along the road in the other direction? It was Yusuf, and he was riding in a cargo bike.
Anything inside or any kids?
No, it was empty. It's just, okay, the Danish guy in our squad is cycling a cargo bike. Of course. Who could have thought of something else? This is so funny.
I love it.
Thank you, Yusuf.
Brilliant. I think this is a nice way of ending our little episode today and closing the door for today. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Rich. I really enjoyed it.